Now, we will see what are the different approaches to calculate the stall cycles. The stall cycles can be easily calculated by using a space-time diagram. We're going to use in this space-time diagram. On the x-axis, I'm going to plot the clock cycles. Clock cycle 1, clock cycle 2, clock cycle 3, clock cycle 4, clock cycle 5, clock cycle 6, and so on. The y-axis, we are going to plot the instructions I1, I2, I3, and I4. I1 in the first clock cycle, it enters into the stage 1. Second clock cycle, it enters into stage 2. Third clock cycle, stage 3. And fourth clock cycle, stage 4. Generally, if there is no dependency, I2 will enter into the pipe in the second clock cycle. But due to a dependency, I2 cannot enter into the pipe because I2's variable is available at I1's execution. Unless I1 finishes its ALU stage, I2 cannot enter into the pipeline. That is, the moment I1 leaves completely, then I2 will enter. I1 will leave the complete pipeline only in the fifth stage. Till the end of the fourth clock cycle, I1 will be there in the pipeline. Only in the fifth clock cycle, I1 leaves the pipeline. So I2 will enter into the pipeline in the fifth clock cycle, into the stage 1. Okay, stage 1, stage 2, and so on. So here we use one formula, that is stall cycle can be calculated by using a formula called K minus 1. What is K? K is the segment number till which the next instruction has to wait. Here the next instruction has to wait till the previous instruction finishes the fourth segment, right? I'm talking about finishing, not entering. Fourth segment will be finished for I1 instruction in the end of the fourth clock cycle and the beginning of the fifth clock cycle. So the end of the fourth clock cycle will be K. The stage is equal to 4. K is equal to 4. So K minus 1 will be equal to 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. K is the segment number till which second instruction will have to wait. Okay, so 4 minus 1. More simplified formula is actual entry minus supposed entry. For stall cycle, actual entry minus supposed entry. What is actual entry? Actual entry for I2 is in the fifth clock cycle, right? Actual entry is 5 minus supposed entry is 2 itself. If there is no dependency, the second instruction will have to enter into the pipeline in just the second clock cycle itself. 5 minus 2 is also equal to 3. So I can either follow K minus 1 or actual entry minus supposed entry. We'll also do very good job in calculating the stall cycles. Okay. When you draw the space-time diagram, it will be pretty much clear. So 1, 2, 3, you can clearly calculate without using any formula at all because it has to enter in S2, right? S2, S3, S4. For 3 clock cycle, there will be a gap. So the stall cycles will be equal to 3. A stall cycle is a cycle in which there is no operation getting performed in the pipeline. Data hazards. Let us see the various flavors in the data hazards. We're discussing about data hazards. Data hazards meaning consecutive instructions are dependent on each other. But in data hazards, there are several flavors. If you actually can understand, data hazards are of several types. The first hazard is called RAW. which is called read after write. The second hazard is called WAR, which is called write after read. And the third one is called WAW, that is write after write. Let us see what are these hazards. One example for RAW hazard is just the example what we have discussed a short while ago. That is, x is equal to a plus b, y is equal to x plus z. That is, read after write. First instruction should finish its writing, then only second instruction will be able to read the value which is written. So here, the x value will be written by the first instruction, and then x value will be read by the second instruction. First instruction, produce x, whatever the value. Second instruction will read. So this order must be followed. First, writing should be performed, followed by reading. Read after write. Second one is WAR. What if these two instructions are reversed? Consider a scenario in which, this is first example. Second example is y is equal to x plus z and x is equal to a plus b. Here you can clearly see first x value will be read by the first instruction. Then only x value can be written by the second instruction, right? So this is called WAR, meaning first instruction should read the x value, then only second instruction will be able to write into the location of the x. So here, this hazard is called WAR. Here, the order of the operations must be sustained. Writing should be performed after reading. Third one is WAW. Let me show you one example. Example for the third one is x is equal to a plus b and x is equal to x plus 1. Here you can clearly see that for the both instructions, output will be the same. For both instructions, output will be the same. First instruction should write, then only second instruction will be able to write, right? This is called write after write. First instruction should finish it with writing, and then only second instruction will be able to write it again. So this is what WAW hazard. RAW is called true dependency. The first one is also called true dependence. WAR is called anti-dependence. WAW is called output dependence. Okay. RA can also be called true dependence. WAR is also called anti-dependence. WAW is also called output dependence. Okay. Now, let us understand the third hazard, which is called a control hazard. Which is called a control hazard. What is a control hazard? Let us stay focused and understand.